ArcelorMittal as an example. It's about close to about 1.2 lakh crore investment. It will get invested over 3 phases over 7 years. Google is $15 billion. It will get invested over 3 years. So different companies, given the sector, have different time frame. But these are all firm commitments. These are not paper companies. That's the clear term. And so we are open to FDI investment. While FDI investment is very important for India and for Andhra Pradesh, I believe that homegrown entrepreneurs are equally, if not more important. So for me, it's not just about attracting the next billion or trillion. It's also about ensuring that a small, medium entrepreneur of India also succeeds in Andhra Pradesh. So for me, a mushroom processing unit is as important as a Google data center. So that's what makes, again, Andhra Pradesh very unique. Right.
Sir, Vizag has already attracted Google. Now the CIA summit is also happening over there in Vizag. What would be the module for this? What kind of module is the state government following, and what for the other district? The Vizag is had become the hub for investments. What are the abilities for other districts?
No, I think the right word you should use is Andhra Pradesh has become the hub for investment. See, please understand that clusterization is our approach. So if you look at it, Kia is in Anantapur. So automotive hub is Anantapur. Renewable energy hub is North Anantapur and Karnool. In the same zone, we have cement hub. Electronics manufacturing hub is between Kadapa and Chittoor. I'm talking about erstwhile districts. Okay? So Kadapa and Chittoor. Nellore already is a very diversified manufacturing hub, and we are continuing to double down on the Nellore ecosystem. Prakasam is an entire compressed biogas ecosystem coming in there. If you look at Amravati, of course the capital is there, all the regulatory bodies are putting up their offices, the new capital city is getting built, but quantum ecosystem is coming in. It's not just about bringing a quantum computer. We are going about chasing the entire manufacturing ecosystem of quantum and next generation quantum. The entire curriculum, the education, the vertical horizontal integration. East-West Godavari is the entire aqua ecosystem. You have the refineries, ports that are coming about, right? And North Andhra is where you have pharma, you have chemical hub, you have medical devices manufacturing, steel city, IT city. So if you look at it, we have a very clear laid out about close to 15 thrust areas, and that we're building out. But if you look at the incentives that we give to companies, yes, as a state, we give incentives to companies that choose backward districts more. So while companies that choose X district, which is already a developed district, get a tad bit lower incentives because we want to ensure that development happens equally across the state. So if you see, Oberoi's of the world are building hotels in Rayalaseema and Visakhapatnam, right? Similarly, various other brands are also doing hotels across both. Like that, we're attracting companies. I mean, Kuppam, the Chief Minister's own constituency, has attracted substantial investments that it has never seen. And the reason is because it's on the axis of Chennai-Bangalore, the industrial corridor, the road connectivity. It made all the difference. So we are double downing on that.
Hi sir, I'm Sunita from ET now. I just have a couple of questions. You mentioned about giving entrepreneurs a push. What specifically are you doing to sort of integrate MSMEs into this huge investment boost that the state is going to expect? You also spoke about electronics manufacturing hub being one of the sectors. Yeah. In terms of the kind of investments that we can look forward to from global debt, will you be able to give a sense of that? And lastly, you also spoke about $120 billion worth of investment commitments. How much of these commitments could come from, neighboring countries as far as India is concerned, for instance, China, Vietnam?
So your first question was around MSME. Sorry, I don't have a pen. We're in a digital age era, so I'm not able to write it down. Can I borrow a pen, please? Thank you. So first was about MSME. Sorry, your second one was global breakup, and third one was neighboring. Okay. So regarding MSMEs, right? So we've restarted our entire startup ecosystem. Last 5 years was the bad 5 years for our state, and you know why. So we've restarted our entire ecosystem under the name of Ratan Tata Ji. So it's called the Ratan Tata Innovation Hub, which is based out of Amravati, and there are nodes that go to close to 5 nodes that go to the important districts. There we have specific programs for MSMEs, and we are working with various other organizations, including CI and so on and so forth, on how do you take a 5,000 rupee business and make it a 50,000 rupee business? How do you make a 50,000 rupee business to a 5 lakh rupee business? This is possible when you have mentoring, number one. Number two, when you have educational institutions who are giving a lot of input to the entrepreneurs who are based out of there. So each of these have entrepreneurs leading it. There's next generation entrepreneurs who are part of it. You have educational institutions that have tied to it, and we are in the process of course, raising the money required to also nurture and invest in these startups. So we sort of rebuilding that entire ecosystem, and that's something that we've done. Where greater impetus is there to MSME. First, second, I think we're one of the very first state, one of the very few states where every assembly constituency we have an MSME park. It was yesterday that the Honorable Chief Minister launched the entire initiative. I think phase one, close to 58 constituencies is where we have an MSME park. Just focus on MSME. So it's about someone who needs 500 square yards to about an acre. So these are your, and they create maximum number of jobs. So we totally understand that. And it's also aimed at promoting local entrepreneurs. So these MSME parks are about entrepreneurs in that particular constituency, or entrepreneurs from other constituency who want to be part of that ecosystem, that cluster. So MSMEs, we are it's very close to our heart. When we in spirit, we're actually implementing our MSME outlook. In terms of investments, that's between domestic and global. I would request you to give me 2 more days. This is merely a curtain raiser. I won't be able to. The entire movie will only get played out on the 14th and 15th. Yaar, 120 billion thodi teaser hai na yaar. You're asking a lot more. In terms of neighboring countries, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, relationships are substantively improved, and we are seeing a lot of focus now coming back into sectors, especially in electronics. That's very, very good news. It's very, very important to build the entire component ecosystem, and that's something that's again very close to our heart in Andhra Pradesh. So if you look at it, we already have TCL and various other companies that we got in our third term, which is between 14 and 19. TCL is one of the world's largest TV panel manufacturers, and they're doing exceptionally well in the ecosystem that we have built. But we can do a lot more. That's just the beginning again. So again, just give us some more time. Give us 48 hours and you'll hear it out.
I'm Shruti with Bloomberg. I just wanted to get your perspective. How is your state dealing with the US tariffs? And do you think that investment plans which you have, do you think it's likely to get dented by whatever policies US is putting right now?
Well, crisis is always an opportunity. India has always done well when there is crisis. A great example of it is our entire shrimp ecosystem. We have 50% tariffs. Our closest competitor is Ecuador, which has 16% tariffs. So there's a difference there of close to 34%. In that, I've sat personally with the sector because I'm the chair of the group of ministers to create 20 lakh jobs. So anything to do with job creation, it's part of my responsibility. So I sat with the ministers, we've had interaction with the industry, and we proactively looked at how we can help as a state. So one of it is reduction of power tariff to the shrimp farmers. So it was close to, I think, 4 rupees, and now it's down to 1.5 rupee. That itself gives a lot of break. So we sort of worked with the industry to say, well, 34% is the challenge statement. Let's work on the 34%. That's one. Two, we've opened up to new markets. Ukraine, Russia, Australia. So we have proactively worked with the governments there to sort of reopen. Some have closed their markets, so we worked with them to reopen the market. Some are new markets. So I believe at the end of it, the pie will be a lot bigger, and sectors, companies will not be very just one country specific. I think that diversification is always good. So that's been our approach, and I'm sure that we will find a solution as a nation.
So just to follow up, when you're interacting with investors, do you think they are iffy about the investments right now, given the US policies, or they are on board with your plan?
Well, if you look at it, South Asia's largest quantum computer is coming from the US to Andhra Pradesh. So it's an example of that. Well, $15 billion worth of investment by Google is happening in Andhra Pradesh. So It's a testimony to that. So,
Sir?
I'm going, if you don't mind, because that's going to come back to you.
So hi, this is Karishma from Business Today. In terms of your capex, from what you've got from the center and also the state capex, how well are you utilizing that in order to attract these investments, and do you seek any additional allocation because of so many investments and interest and opportunities coming to the state? So have you written the center?
So there are two parts, right? One is just the hard infrastructure. Second is the soft infrastructure. So first let me address the hard. So if you look at it, we spoke about the 3 industrial corridors that pass through Andhra Pradesh. We are very lucky in that sense. There are very few states that have that. So there's already money available and we are leveraging it quite effectively. So Koparthi and Orvakal industrial nodes have got favorable dispensation from Government of India as part of building these nodes. So we are using those resources effectively to build out. 2, we now have a economic region approach. So Visakhapatnam economic region, Amravati economic region, Rayalaseema economic region. So there again, with the clusterization approach, with the forecast that we have, okay, what's going to happen in the next decade, 2 decades, what is the infra, what is the power, what is the soft infra, the whole 9 yards is getting planned out. So we're launching the report of Visakhapatnam economic corridor tomorrow. So that will have a lot more details. And then we'll create a special purpose vehicle and we'll go about raising money. And if required, we'll definitely knock on the doors of Delhi. No second thoughts about it. Now let me come to the soft part. This is very, very important. We have to create an enabling environment for industries to thrive. So things like labor reforms, Factories Act. These are subjects that we are going into threadbare. We are working with the industry to understand the challenges. Let's talk about labor reforms, right? Women working the night shift in electronics manufacturing. Today, it's not allowed. So these are nuances that we're sort of working through. I'm also working with the industry to give me feedback on what are the challenges that they're facing at the field level, cutting edge level. So what part of the process can be automated? What part of the permissions can be real time is something that we're working with the industry on. So speed of doing business is something that we take very seriously and we believe is a competitive advantage. Thank you.
As Rishikesh from PTI, so how many ministers of foreign countries are participating in this summit? And if you can name a few of them. And the second question is, can you have also understand that current investment between India and China have improved a lot? So have you invited Chinese firms to take part in this summit, and are you ready to take receive investment, take investment from Chinese firms, especially in sectors like electronics, IT?
So honestly, the first question, I don't have the information readily available with me. I'll share it with you once the press PC is done. The second part, we are open to taking investment from all the major players in the world and all the major countries that are looking at investing in India. So again, I'm not one country specific focused as a state. I'm sector focused. So electronics, if Chinese companies want to invest in the electronics sector, for me that's a game. But there are a lot of other countries also who have a certain role to play in the electronic sector who are already investing, which is an example of it is South Korea. So we have LG, which is setting up a massive plant in Andhra Pradesh. So like that we are attracting investments from across, but we are very sector specific. And if companies want to invest in Andhra, we are willing to take. We are willing to ensure that they have a soft landing. First question, I'll get the information. Exchange.
What delegation more than 50 countries and
Ministers, they're trade ministers. So
this is almost 30 countries.
I know, but I don't want to get the number wrong because again he'll ask me tomorrow. So let me get the right number. I don't have it readily available, but I know that Singapore has 2 ministers coming in. I know various other countries have ministerial delegations. UAE has, they're coming. There are large contingents coming. But let me give the numbers as I get them, please. Thank you.
There is of course, a continuing issue in India with regard to land acquisition. Every company says that in Thailand you can get land within a week. In India it takes years. And that deters investments to a great extent. How are you trying to overcome that? I believe that Andhra Pradesh has tried to create a large land parcel,
Yep.
but how are you trying to expedite the process of land acquisition?
You said Vietnam, right? Is the country that you said?
I was Thailand.
Sorry, Thailand, right? Thailand is the country where you can get it within a week. Come to Andhra Pradesh, we'll give it to you in 6 days. That is the speed at which we're working. So, see, what's important is to ensure that people are also part of progress. People are also part of the partnership. So, we have created a very proactive policy in that sense. So, if you look at it, even farmers who together can come together and create their own industrial park. So, now there are very few states that have done created such kind of policies. Amravati is a great example of land pooling. Of course, last 5 years again has been a distortion, bad dream for Andhra Pradesh. But beyond that, if you look at it, we already have large land banks in place. All the MSME parks already land bank is there. We are now focused on execution. So, if you look at ArcelorMittal, it's a sizable project. It's about close to 2,500 acres. We've had no issue, environmental clearing ho gaya. The whole process is now complete. So we go. I mean, it's equally, if you want to bring a massive investment or a medium investment, all of us have a role to play. So industry partners have to go work with the locals. Politically, we'll have to work with the locals. Create a sense of unity. But, there will be cases where we might not succeed always. So be it. But, there's no perfect solution.
I'm moving from INS. So what policy reforms or incentives have been or will be introduced to make Visakhapatnam attractive to the players? And second is how are you going to ensure that local skill sets are developed so that the jobs remain in the state?
Good question. Policies are meant for Andhra Pradesh and not Visakhapatnam. We already have policy frameworks in place. We share with you all the policies that we have, where incentives and all are clearly laid out. So we already have a robust policy. Again, with the changing environment and newer opportunities coming in, like quantum, we had to come with a policy around quantum, and which we did in the last cabinet, and the GO will be issued. I just cleared it while coming here, so the GO will get cleared and the policy will be out. So again, policies are already there and newer policies will come. And you asked a very good question on skill set. Mr. Naidu, during his campaign, has clearly stated that India needs skill census. So once Mr. Naidu makes a commitment to India, then it is then our job to go about executing it. So we've tried, and skill census is not easy. Because these are trades across sectors. You have a plumber, you have an air conditioning mechanic, you have a carpenter, and so on and so forth, automotive mechanic, or an AI engineer. Now, how do you assess their skills? So, we tried a sort of a skill census in the traditional census way, and I failed. It's in my own constituency, I tried it, and we failed, miserably failed. So now what we've done, and this will, I think this could be a model that will work. We're using AI, and we are assessing skills. So if you are a carpenter, for example, so we are creating a conversational AI piece where it will ask you questions on certain technical topics of carpentry or AC mechanic, and it will assess you based on that. So we've just done it. I think we are about a month old into it. We are fine-tuning it, and this is going to be part of a larger initiative called Naipunyan. And Naipunyan is a portal we are launching, where we are of course aggregating supply and demand. So demand in Andhra Pradesh, supply in Andhra Pradesh, trying to match them. But parallelly we are doing this assessment also, so that youngsters will also of course get trained in interview, and they can hone their skills before they go to an interview, and so on and so forth. But it will also enable us as a state to exactly understand where are our citizens falling behind, exactly which part. Then skill intervention, both online and offline, can be given at a very razor sharp level. So that's the unique initiative that we are doing. So,
One detail.
thank you. Okay, so we have, this is quite a big number, but we have
Absolutely correct.
464 overseas delegates, we have 58 diplomats, 13 ambassadors / high commissions, 4 deputy heads of mission,
62 countries.
5 consular generals, 62 countries that are represented is what we currently have, and various countries are bringing in the delegation. Exact ministerial delegation, I'll send the details. That's not here, but I'll send the details to you. Yeah, thank you.
I have a question regarding Karnataka government. Do you have a message for them? Because when Andhra Pradesh got Google, there was certain statements that were made.
Well, I think it's good that states are competing. As I said, when states compete, India wins. Competition is very good. If you look at it erstwhile, if I may, Naidu 1.0, in 94-95, during that, what I call the golden era for combined Andhra Pradesh, it was Mr. Naidu and S.M. Krishna ji who were competing for investments to get foreign dignitaries to come and visit. There's a whole fight between S.M. Krishna ji and Naidu ji when Mr. Clinton visited India, which state should host, and then of course he came to Hyderabad. So that's good. That's how I believe that both cities did exceptionally well, and I think states will do exceptionally well. So competition is good, and we invite competition. It gets the best out of us. Thank you.
Yeah, in the from out of the 120 billion in global investment commitment that is said, how much is expected from the overseas, and which are the sectors?
Give me time till 14th and 15th. I'll officially tell you. This is only a curtain raiser. You're asking for all the information. All the details are there. 14th, 15th will officially announce it. Yeah? So energy bhi hoga, manufacturing bhi hai. Both domestic and foreign investments are also there.
Will be new, not the already.
No. No, wo ho gaya. We are busy now laying foundations here. For the 120 billion that have committed from 1st of this month till now, almost 3 months, our calendar is tight. So we are busy laying foundation, including ArcelorMittal, Google, various other developers coming in, building grade A office space, solar cell manufacturing. So this is in addition to that. Yeah.
And Deeptiman, right from Indian Express. One more question is, in the past 3 months, what is the quantum of investments that you've been able to actualize on ground in Andhra Pradesh? And if you can tell us, the sectors which have attracted, the maximum investments, just 2-3 sectors at the top.
In terms of sectors, maximum dollar investment would of course be energy. Renewable energy is one sector that we've attracted substantive investment. Second, of course, would be steel, thanks to ArcelorMittal, and in the recent cabinet also we cleared one more, which is coming to Vijayanagaram, which is one of the backward districts of Andhra Pradesh, North Andhra, but backward district. So we've attracted one more. I thought we had only one steel city, then of course second one came thanks to ArcelorMittal. Now third one is coming up. So that's another investment that we've attracted. So steel is one big sector, and of course IT. Thanks to now the entire data center ecosystem that we've built. In terms of the 120 billion exact details, let me come back and share that with you. But with all fairness, I would say greater part of it is actually getting grounded as we speak. Because please understand that I think we've just signed Google or announced Google, I think about 45 days back, and we are laying foundation. So,
what are the jobs actually you created in last 16 months? Or actual number of jobs you created in last 16 months?
About close to 2 lakh jobs directly be created. Yes, sir.
Sir, Ashish from this side. Investments like Google or ArcelorMittal also create a lot of step-down industries. Let's say, for example, the Google investment will create investments which looks after a lot of telecom industries that try to get there. So how prepared are you to also offer them incentives on par with other states or let's say even other countries?
Other states, absolutely. Other countries, case by case, we'll have to evaluate. But you are absolutely right. The kind of multiplier effect it has is substantive. And that is why we are giving something called an early bird incentive. So companies that have chosen in certain sectors, Andhra Pradesh, now, the first 10 companies will have a better incentive package because we believe that they are the catalyst that will build the entire ecosystem. So, as you rightly said, a data center has a potential to create a 25x multiplier impact. So after we signed Google, we flew back with the Honorable CM and we were there with him. The entire discussion was what are the next steps to get the 25x multiplier? In terms of fintech hone do ya to various other sectors, including manufacturing, because these servers have to be upgraded every periodic time. So how do you get that manufacturing ecosystem again into Andhra Pradesh? So this is something that we threadbare discussed. Now, are we there? Are we ready? Absolutely, we are ready to attract investments. Is the infrastructure built? It is getting built out. So I'll give you an example. Now, our entire ambition is to build a 6 gigawatt of data center capacity. That is my policy stand. And once Mr. Naidu gives a policy stand at 6 gigawatt, you have to do, we will do it. We will not, all of us sitting on this side of the table will not even sleep till it's done. That's great, 6 gigawatt is great. Now I have to get 6 gigawatt of renewable energy. And I need a base load, which could be different fossil fuels. So I have to work on solar, wind, pump storage projects. I have to make sure that they commission in time with the data centers coming on stream. And then I have to ensure the base load, which is fossil fuel, certain type of maybe a bit of thermal or gas, whatever it is. The base load has to also be in place. So we are working. That is why there's a group of ministers that is created by the Honorable CM to ensure that this coordination among ourselves and ensure that we are able to, in toto, execute these projects. Because again, we don't want that our company aa gaya, but there's no road. Or data center is built, bijli nahi hai. We don't want to be in that situation. Absolutely. We'll only make India proud. No worry. Thank you.
Sir, you said that India, many states have double engine sarkar, but only Andhra Pradesh have double engine speed bullet train sarkar.
Yes.
Even CM Naidu, Honorable CM Naidu, in his previous public meeting, he said that many investors are ready to invest in Andhra Pradesh, but they are worried about if the regime change happen, who will give the security for the investments. So what you have also just now mentioned in many of your saying that the previous 5 years were absolutely went wrong for Andhra Pradesh. Are any other investors asked you on face that yes, what would be the if previous regime comes into power?
For 6 months I had those questions. After that everyone forgot, everyone's moved on. Everyone understands that whatever India government does stands the test of time and politics. So if you look at it, yes, there was some damage, but because of the strong policies and the framework that the government followed in each of this while giving a project or executing a project, has ensured that the project has continued. So if you look at it, PPAs were unilaterally cancelled. The court again struck it down because whatever process was followed was ironclad. Amravati, they tried shifting the capital. The court said no way. Why? Because there is a strong agreement between the farmers and the government to ensure that the capital will remain where it is. And a capital is not just about administrative buildings, it is about the High Court and various other institutions that make up a truly vibrant capital. So whatever we do, whatever policies we do, yes, we are in a hurry, we are delivering on speed, but we are not breaking the law. Due process is being followed on every decision that we take. Every proposal, due process is followed. Only after that we do. So yes, we will have SAPC one day, SAPB next day, cabinet third day. 3 days we are clearing proposals, but we'll ensure all 3 meetings happen. All the viewpoints in those meetings are considered when it comes to the cabinet meeting. So due process is being followed. Thank you.
Yeah, I think with this, we are completely running out of time, and our Minister has very important engagements. So thank you very much for joining this very interactive and engaging session, and thank you, Honorable Minister, for sharing his vision and perspective and the policy direction ahead. And I would request you all, invite you all once again to come and witness, see for yourself. I think a lot of your questions will be answered there itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, ma'am. So drop your message. When I'm in a WhatsApp.
That would be great.
I'm
sir.
hyper on WhatsApp.
Oh, great. Wonderful. That will
All of them know.
Who gives a rental of 85k on a flat before handover?
ASBL Loft in Hyderabad till December 2026.
Must be paying full amount upfront.
Pay just 7.5 lakhs, 4% now. Rest of the down payment within a year.
Location must be far from the city.
It's in the heart of financial district.
Must be expensive.
Just 1.89 crores. Not guilty.